Hi, Steve Fithian here from Grand Banks Yachts. Today we're aboard a beautiful Grand Banks 60 enclosed bridge. She's a 2023 named Painkiller. So heading down the starboard deck, got a couple of our spring cleats here. Easy walkway like all of our Grand Banks series. This always makes you feel so comfortable going forward or back, up here in a seaway or not. Handrails always in the right spot. Large cabin top here, great for a sunbed if you like that. There's an additional shore power connection here to back up what's at the transom end in case you're ever bowed in someplace and you want to use that. Locker here that'll hold about 4 fenders, lots of dock lines, and it has a freshwater washdown in it. Of course, our traditional Grand Banks anchor platform here. Back down the port side, we see the same thing. And besides the 2 steps on this, it's very level, very simple, very comfortable to walk. And when we get down to about a midships, there are midship boarding gates built into the hull. This one on this port side is open. The starboard side had one as well. Up to the Flybridge on Painkiller. So if we look aft, we see our 1,000-pound steelhead davit. We have a 14-foot brig center console here, very low hours, equipped and ready to go. The whole aft deck of this Flybridge here is covered with rails so that if you want to leave the dinghy off and put an awning up here and other furniture up here, you can. On the forward side, you have an ice maker on this inboard section, storage on the outboard, and a sink up here. And as you'll see down below, the windows up here, several of them open, 3 of them, so that you can get the feeling of an open bridge when you want it. So this aft window will drop here and the 2 side windows inside. So we'll take a look at that as we go in. So stepping into the Skylounge, which of course is climately controlled. So today in this 90-degree day, it's very cool in here. Of course, we've got a heat cycle too if we needed to reverse it the other way. We have the steering station, a pair of large Garmin screens with all the nice features. Side-power bow and stern thruster, the windlass control, the joystick with the dynamic positioning and the docking mode and the other joystick functions that work so great. The Humphree All Speed Stabilization. So we not only have the trim tabs that work so much better than our old style flaps that come down from the transom itself, but they work in unison with a pair of carbon fiber fins, and that's what all speed stabilization is. It has the function of a seat keeper in a lot of ways. So when the boat's sitting still, there's an at-rest function. You just push that button and it takes care of both in one package. It runs on 24 volts, so not very easy system to maintain. Coming off to the left side, we've got the autopilot. We have a Volvo gauge just for instruments on this side, although you can pull them up on the big screens if you ever need to. There's a FLIR camera here, ACR spotlight, wiper controls on the starboard side. Super easy vision here. There's no pilot house sticking out down below. I can see the horn on the brow below and everything on that foredeck. Super easy vision for driving the boat up here. On this forward side too, on these windows, we have some Poseidon blinds, which are great to close the boat up quickly or keep the sun forward sun out of the boat. These side windows and aft windows have the same Poseidon blinds as well. 2 stid seats after the helm, so you have the captain's seat and a co-pilot seat. And then down this port side, you have a large L settee, so comfortable, very comfortable seating area. And the table here, the teak table here in the center, drops down to become a berth in this area. So if you have an extra crowd or you want a place for your kids to be or whatever, it's a separate spot, and there's an enclosed head up here as well. So there's a full functioning head, sink. In here, there's a window inside, and you'll see the photos when you look at the rest of the arrangement. On this starboard side outboard, there's another kind of a wet bar arrangement over here with a sink and storage throughout. And on the port side forward, you have a isotherm refrigerator, which I call a drink fridge, but it's great for drinks and other things you might want up here in a day cruise without going below. Now, let's head back down below. All right. Okay, back into the cockpit on Painkiller. Looking aft, you have the Grand Banks styled built-in seating arrangement, which is very comfortable and works great. Forward of that, beautiful custom design GB teak table. The forward side will fold up, so if you want to get it away from the hatch here when you open it, it makes it easy. There's tons of room out here for other chairs and things. You can put at least 4 others out here, and it's super comfortable for that. On the outboard side, there's lockers for storage. There are a couple of rod holders on each side for those days. On this aft section back here, On the starboard side, you have a grill arrangement. You'll see those in the photos as we go. There's 2 grills together there. On the opposite side, there's a ice chipper there. So you can, that box feeds every day, fills up with all the ice kit you can imagine. So for Bahama cruises or long distance cruising, it's just awesome to be able to have that running all the time. On the forward side, we have some aft-facing seating too. So for the days you want to maybe be out of the sun, or the boat's running and you want to be away from the wind and such, you can sit here, and it's a beautiful spot just outside the lower cabin here. On the outboard port side, we have these aft station steering controls, which is the joystick, thrusters, and start-stop. Handy thing for docking on certain occasions, but just great to have as a backup. Here we have a large lazarette, which has got a ton of storage space in it. Today you'll see in the photos it's very well organized. It has a beautiful Watermaker Spotzero set up by Dometic, and lots of storage for organizing all your cruising amenities. On the forward side, you go through a door that leads you into the engine room, and the engine room is a work of art. There's every wire, every hose in there is just straight and perfect, and you just see the kind of work that Grand Banks does today. It's just, you know, continues to improve over the years, and I'm so proud to be aboard this 2023 Grand Banks 60 Painkiller today. Now we're going to head inside. On the way in, we have another locker outside here. This one has another refrigerator in it, storage locker under the steps, and a sink. Then we step in the Grand Banks 60 model. Overall, the galley aft is the favored arrangement, and that's what this boat is. So with the use of this fully opening window back here, it adjoins the cockpit with the galley, and it's also in a very nice part of the boat here where you can take advantage of the additional width. So in the overhead, you'll see these after, but they're drop-down lockers here that are fantastic for storage and use of other things, you know, while you're cooking. Same thing here. So both port side and forward side have that. This one just flips up and opens like this, which you can do on any one of them. But then you have the Miele induction cooktop. You have this Miele speed oven, Miele dishwasher, all very high-end appliances. Everything on this boat is working perfectly, and she's well equipped to go anywhere today. On the starboard side of the galley, you have another bank of refrigerator freezers. So you have the one bank over here and the one bank on this side, the additional one outside, and the one we saw up in the Skylounge. So very, very easy to be able to set her up for a cruise. So coming forward, on the starboard side, we have our popular lounge arrangement. So this is a very unique setup that gives you 4 seats opposing to each other, and it's a great little nook. The table that this boat has is what we call our coffee table, which has storage inside, just a lovely setup. So all the things you might think you might use there are stored inside, and then very comfortable seating where you're very, very close together, and it just works great. On the opposite side to port, it's a large L settee here, and this table has a high-low mechanism so that if you want to be able to drop it for cocktails or adjust it at all, you can. Very, very easy to do. The salon TV in Painkiller comes down from the ceiling right here, and you'll see that as we go. It drops down from here. Very easy seating throughout this port side settee, galley area, or forward. Works great. The boat's equipped with Starlink, and she also has a KVH dome, so you have many choices of how you are going to use your entertainment stuff. As you go forward, fully functioning lower helm, and what we say about any of these newer Grand Banks, Mark Richards design with a V-warp hull, the boat rides very flat, so it's super easy to drive the boat from down here. There's essentially almost no bow rise, very, very minimal. So the view I see right now is the same view I'll see at 20 knots. It doesn't get any better for how that whole arrangement works. I can tell you several owners, they think the bridge is a bonus spot. I think when you get the enclosed bridge like this, when you can have another, whole room upstairs, it changes the whole thing. This is my most favorite setup all the way around. So at this lower helm, 2 more Garmin screens, small Garmin screen here for engines again, your Humphree All Speed Stabilization, your joystick control for our Volvos, and everything you need for this full functioning station. So very, very easy to do. On the port side, you have 2 more seats here. So if we're driving down below, you get 4 seats seated forward, 2 at the helm, 2 off to the side. Very, very nice arrangement. You see how big the windows are all the way around. I can see everything in any direction. You feel so comfortable operating the boat. It's just a joy. And looking around here, like we said in the Skylounge, we have these Poseidon blinds that are all the way around down here. And you also have lots of canvas covers for the outside, so you can close the boat up however you deem that you'd like to do that. The opening window that I showed you on the aft also takes place right here in the middle of the boat. So you have these two dropping 100% down and the back window dropping all the way down. So when you want to open up, talk to somebody on the side deck, or join the inside to the exterior, you can do it. Just like that bridge, you can open it all up and feel like you're on an open bridge when you want to. So let's step down below to the staterooms. So we have just 3 steps down in the whole boat. This boat has a incredibly low center of gravity, like all Mark Richards designs. And that means, hey, less roll, less movement, and just a better ride overall. The upper deck is all infused carbon fiber, so it's very light. Coming forward, we're walking into the VIP to start with. And of course, all the way forward, like all our newer boats, this berth is really low. I can just walk in here and sit down. So there's nobody that's going to complain about having to walk up the sides or have a headbanger in the front. There isn't anything here. The berth is very comfortable and wide, super easy to make. On the outboard port side, hanging locker here, other storage lockers along this port side. They're opposite on starboard as well. And on the starboard side, you have drawers, a locker above, and then there are other drawers underneath the berth. Coming back, so you shut it off here. Coming back, you have the guest head, day head on this, also on this starboard side. You have the head, separate stall shower, sink, and everything that you need for that beautiful head arrangement. I'm going to go back to the port side here, and now we're going to walk into the midships master. So very, very beautifully laid out room, beautiful comfortable island bed, again low, simple to get into, easy to make, comfortable to use. En-suite head here, and very, very spacious. Lots of storage in there, plenty of headroom anywhere you go in the boat. Just a great setup. Master TV is forward here, and that's plugged into the other systems we spoke about earlier. There's a lower dressing room in this boat where you step down a couple of steps. Massive hanging locker space, additional drawers, and of course, as you see through the stateroom, there's locker, drawers under the berth. Super nice stateroom. There's a skylight over my head here that has a cover on it for nighttime, so during the day, get some natural light down here, you take the cover off, adds another beautiful way to get natural light in. And of course, the natural hull light on the port that's in the hull on this side does the same thing to add to that. So coming back, we walk into we have 2 single upper and lower berths here. And so we essentially have 2 small staterooms, but it allows the berths to be large, comfortable, and a little more private than you usually find the 2 singles that are just jammed together in a lot of boats. If I open the door, and just behind it here, we have 2 full-size Miele units for washer dryer. And so those are just tucked away behind the door right now, out of the way. But when you want to do laundry, they're easy to access from any of the cabins down below. We have a wine chiller here and underneath this berth, and there's other storage lockers here as well. Coming down below, when you look at this lower bunk, very long. These berths are about 6'8", very comfortable as a big single berth for any adult. Good storage in here, good lockers, good space. So thanks for coming aboard Painkiller today. Again, she's a 2023 Grand Banks 60. She's a one-owner boat. She's in immaculate condition. She spent most of her life at the Ocean Reef Club in Key Largo or in Alabama at the owner's home. She's been serviced by Grand Banks at our Stewart facilities since she was new. She's recently come from the yard. Everything on the boat is serviced from one end to the other. We don't know of anything that is not serviced up to date. Everything is perfect. When you see the boat, you're going to feel like she's brand new. She's going to be available today. She's just listed and she's available for sale. Her owner's moving up to another Grand Banks, a new 65, and he's very excited. He loves his boat, and you're going to love to see this Painkiller with our V-Warp technology. Thanks very much. Steve Fithian at Grand Banks Yachts.